We have been making a lot of paella lately, so I wanted to show you how I make my chicken and chorizo paella. It's super easy to make and really tasty. It's pretty much the favourite meal in the house at the minute. I'd say this recipe feeds about 4 people. You're going to need chicken breast or thigh. I've got thigh there. I've used about 4 chicken thighs. I've got half of a ring of chorizo, 1 onion. This is just your average white onion, but I'd say using a Spanish onion, if you can get hold of one, probably works better. I've got 2 red peppers here. They're quite small peppers. If you have 1 large one, just use 1, but I really like pepper anyway, so I've put 2 in. A tin of chopped tomatoes. I've weighed out about 400 grams of paella rice. 1 chicken stock cube. You want a teaspoon of smoked paprika, and you want a tiny pinch of saffron. This can be quite expensive to buy in the shops, but I find when you're making paella it's worth it. We actually don't have a paella pan, so if you do that's great, but if you don't, just literally find the biggest pan that you have. You're going to want to roast the peppers in the oven for about 20-25 minutes, so pop the oven on to about 170. When you're cutting your peppers, make sure they're a fair chunky size, don't make them too small, otherwise the chances are they'll burn whilst they're roasting. Pop your chicken in the pan and fry on a high heat. Once the chicken is all cooked around the outside, take it out of the pan, put it to one side. Now you want to add your chopped onion to the same pan and just fry them until they start to get a little bit of colour to them. Next you want to add in your tin of chopped tomatoes, and you literally want to fry these for about 10 minutes on a medium to high heat. Keep mixing because you want the sauce to sort of thicken up, you want the water to evaporate out of the tomatoes. While that's happening, chop up your chorizo and also get your chicken stock ready. I like to add in a whole litre of chicken stock because you're going to need quite a lot. Then take your saffron, and you literally just want to add the tiniest pinch of saffron. You really don't need much for this. Once all the water is evaporated out of your tomatoes, it's time to add your teaspoon of smoked paprika. Then add in your chopped chorizo, let that cook for a little bit, and then add your chicken back to the pan. Get your chopped peppers that have been roasting away and add them into the pan as well now. You need to add all of your stock into the pan. Let that just all bubble together for a minute or 2. And then you need to add in your rice. Make sure that the rice is all been covered by the stock. Now you need to cook this together on a high heat for 10 minutes. The trick here is to not stir the rice, just let the rice sit and do its thing. Once the 10 minutes is up, turn your hob down really low. You put it on 1 or 2 and leave that for another 10 minutes. Once that 10 minutes is up, if you have a lid for your pan, then great. I don't have a lid for my pan, so I just put some foil over the top, and then you turn the hob back up to literally the highest heat you possibly can for a minute. What this will do is brown the rice at the bottom of the pan. It's called a saccharat. You'll hear sort of a popping noise after about a minute, and that's how you know that it's working. I actually personally am not really fussed about the saccharat at the bottom of the pan, but Matt absolutely loves the flavour of it, so it really depends on what you want, I think. And then it's done. That's my chicken and chorizo paella recipe. Let me know if you try it down in the comments below, and thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and I will speak to you all soon. Don't forget to add a drizzle of lemon at the end of this dish, it completely makes it.